Welcome back, you guys. Today we're going to do a little bit different of a video. This is a very chatty video that I am hoping you will chime in the comment section. I'm actually refilming this intro, so we're going to see a little shift when the video starts, but the video took on a different direction than I was planning to go. I really ended up kind of more conversational, and I'm inviting you to share your opinion in the comment section. So I hope you will indulge me and watch a more chatty, more conversational, more opinionated type of video, and I hope that you will join in. I hope you're having a really great day, and let's go into the video. The way that this started was that last week on Instagram, or earlier this week on Instagram, I shared a reel or a post that was comparing where did I put it, you guys? Oh, the SkinCeuticals, this product, the SkinCeuticals. This is the 212, I think it's called 242. This is the triple lipid repair restore moisturizer. Okay, looks like this. I bought this actually when I was in Miami over the summer, and just kind of always been curious about this product. It's expensive. It's $136, and it is, let's see, 1.6 ounces. And actually when I bought it, I was kind of like, I know this is so stupid to spend this money on a moisturizer. Like, I already knew it, but I see it all the time. And so I too am influenced and curious to see, is it better, right? Okay, so I picked this up. There's nothing wrong with that moisturizer whatsoever, right? However, it's $136, which is kind of silly for a moisturizer. So I started looking through my personal stuff that I love and use and pulled out my Dermatology. This is a Soothe and Recovery Cream. Essentially, it comes down to being like a quarter of the price for almost double the amount of product. Okay, great, right? I put that on Instagram, and people enjoyed that little reel, and I think that it just appeals to people to see that, you know, you don't have to spend the expensive to get the same concept. It doesn't always have to match ingredient for ingredient or anything like that. And I do know that an ingredient deck isn't everything. I completely understand that delivery systems and formulations and all of that, lots of things play in to the efficacy of a product, but sometimes the ingredient deck is really a great place to start as far as the investigation goes. Under that Instagram post, I had someone ask me if I could look into the SkinCeuticals AGE eye product. I have seen that particular product touted on other YouTube channels, commercials, you know, all over the place as just like the best ever eye cream. And I have been interested in that eye cream for a long time, thinking, you know, maybe I should try that out, but kind of like, you know, I don't know. It looks to be a little bit gimmicky. I don't know. I just didn't really investigate it. Well, I told this person on Instagram, I'll do that. I'll start researching it. And I did. Literally after her comment, I thought, I'm going to go look. Then I thought, well, I'm going to dig into the ingredients of this eye cream and see if I can figure out what all the hype is about. Why do people love it? And what I found was that, number one, there's a particular ingredient that is patented that is called, it's either called proxylane or it's called proxylane. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce it, but this particular ingredient helps to promote something called a GAG, which is a glycosaminoglycan in your skin. Now, the most famous one that you may have heard of is hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is produced naturally in our body, and as we get older, we produce less and less. It's just like collagen, it's just like elastin, it's the whole deal, right? So the idea of this patented molecule is that it's going to help your own skin produce more of its own hyaluronic acid, which is something that youthful skin does. It produces and has a lot more hyaluronic acid than when we get older. So that is what is the main star of the show. It also uses some blueberry, which is antioxidant, uses an antioxidant, and then it has some peptides in there. That's really essentially the three things in this eye cream that make it special in any way, especially that one patented ingredient. So the way that I search for dupes is I go look at that, and I use quite often the website Inky Decoder. I will definitely link that down below. I've told people that for years now. Inky Decoder is one of those websites that you truly can use if you are interested in trying to find dupes or, really investigate ingredients, etc. Okay, so if you click on the ingredient that you are interested in, and in this case, I was interested in that patented ingredient, right? If you click on that, it will show you a bunch of other products that contain that same patented ingredient. Okay, so that started the rabbit hole situation. Now what happened was I started thinking for a second, and I know there's going to be some of you out there that already know this, so forgive me. I started thinking, who owns SkinCeuticals? L'Oreal owns SkinCeuticals. Now, SkinCeuticals was started in the 90s, and yes, it was a revolutionary brand when it was launched. They, of course, their iconic product is their CE Ferulic, but L'Oreal Group bought SkinCeuticals in 2005. Now, since then, so that's been 17 years ago, L'Oreal has taken the brand and applied some of these patented molecules that L'Oreal has the patent on, like this proxylane, however you pronounce it. And they have put that ingredient into some of their other brands. Now, you might be surprised to know that L'Oreal owns a lion's share of the brands that you might love. For example, of course, we know that they own L'Oreal from the drugstore, right? Obviously. They own La Roche-Posay. They own Kiehl's. They own Lancome. They own Helena Rubinstein. The Vichy, the Biotherm. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay, so L'Oreal owns a lot, right? They have their different priced products all the way from the toppy top down to the drugstore. And they just change up the formulas a little bit and they sell them to different markets. So a lot of people who are in the medical grade are into the medical grade. That's what they're going to buy. They're going to spend their money on that. You've got a lot of people who are drugstore that are just going to shop at the drugstore. L'Oreal knows that. So they are creating products with their tech, and they're putting them out there, marketing them to different people, packaging them up different, calling them different names, changing up some of the, of course, some of the, other ingredients in there. Of course, maybe the preservatives are different. The packaging might be different, some of that stuff. But make no mistake, L'Oreal is reusing recipes and selling them to different people interested and convinced that whatever they're buying is what they should be buying. SkinCeuticals, when I was in France, was in the French pharmacy, right next to Avène and Elemis and Vichy, and it was right there in an aisle next to everything else. The idea that it is uber special now is silly. It is not a bad line at all. I think it's fantastic. Their CE Ferulic is a wonderful product, and it was groundbreaking when they came out with it. But to say that the entire line is super special and worth the money that they want you to pay, as if none of those recipes exist anywhere else, is silliness. And I will tell you something else that I discovered as I was down this rabbit hole is that, let's take Helena Rubinstein. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's another brand. That brand is owned by L'Oreal, and it is super duper expensive. More expensive than SkinCeuticals, probably double the cost of SkinCeuticals. And there are products in that brand that identically match SkinCeuticals. So L'Oreal has simply, for example, the AGE moisturizer from SkinCeuticals. There is a Helena Rubinstein product that is pretty much identical. So all they have done is they have now said, we have a market of people who are willing to pay $300 for this moisturizer, and we're going to label it in our Helena Rubinstein, it's a good moisturizer. It's got some really great ingredients in there, right? And we're going to sell it for that. We'll capture that market. Then we're going to put it into our SkinCeuticals. We're going to call it AGE. We're going to target the market of people who like that type of product. The people who buy into medical grade, that's this price point. That's the $150 price point, and we'll capture that market. And then if we go on down the line, maybe we'll take out a couple of the peptides or something like that, and we will put it into biotherm, and we'll market it to that group of people. And then we'll take it even all the way down. We'll throw it into our L'Oreal Revitalift Laser ×3 triple peptide lift your face off that we sell at Walgreens, and we'll put it in that one too, because we will appeal to all of those people who are willing to go and spend $29 on a moisturizer that promises X, Y, and Z. But it's all very, very similar, and it's marketing. And let me ask you, do you think that in the SkinCeuticals, that patented ingredient that exists in all those things that I just told you, every single one of those products has that patented ingredient. Do you think that that ingredient is medical grade in the SkinCeuticals, but not in any of the other ones? No, that's ridiculous. So my message to you today is that when I look for these alternatives, it isn't just to find you a dupe so that you can save some money, because I think that that's great. It's also to create an awareness that it's a fallacy to say that medical grade is something so much greater. Now, I have to say, there are definitely products that invest more in the R&D and, that are unique and that are worth the money if you want to spend that money. But you don't have to spend that money to have good skincare. And you just should know that on the backside of that curtain, it's a lot of the same stuff owned by the same people. Okay, so what would make SkinCeuticals medical grade and Helena Rubinstein not medical grade? It's more expensive and it has all the exact same ingredients made by the same parent company. Why would those two things, why would that be? Because I can guarantee you that anybody who sells medical grade stuff would tell you SkinCeuticals, oh, that Helena Rubinstein, that's like your over the counter, that's like your Nordstrom stuff. Well, it's exactly the same. So how is that better? I just hope that people will put on their critical thinking. It is totally okay to love the medical grade stuff. What's not okay is to try and tell people that everything else is crap. It's perfectly great to love the medical grade stuff and only use it. That's fine. But you don't need to then say everything else. If you don't buy the medical grade stuff, then you can't have the best skin of your life. So you got to ask yourself, what are we being told and what is the truth? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back in just a few days to share some actual dupes that I discovered while down this rabbit hole. And let me know, I want to start a discussion. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this subject. I'm really curious. And again, I don't want anyone thinking that I'm putting down medical grade, because that would be silly. That would be exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to say, because I think all of it has value. That's the point. All of it has some value. And you can afford whatever you want and your budget can afford. You can have great skin on that budget. 100%. Okay, I hope you have a really great day, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.